driving, I didn't say that, so that means I'll have to go back on again. Okay. I know. Right? If I don't do it, my husband reminds me. Okay. So we're going to talk about how we can use the DISC program in our She Ascents business. Meaning, what can we use as verbiage, etc. So hopefully this is really going to help you. Because this is something that definitely has helped me in my business. And I've learned all of this pretty much from Leslie Boyd Bradley. She is amazeballs. She is my mentor, I love her. And she is the DISC queen. So if I have any questions about DISC, it's Leslie that I call, because it's like so natural to her. And I'll be honest, when I've done DISC, I've done the profile. This, I think, is like my 5th year of doing it. And you think, oh, it's going to change, it's going to be different. They're always wrong. It's wrong, right? And it's never wrong. It's always the same. And mine is what? I. With what? S. No. So I'm high, I, S. However, Jerry Taylor Swift, she gets mad every time. She says, that is wrong, Andrea. You are not S. You are C. Right? So, but it never changes. So we can adapt our style. You might be IS. Okay, CD. Emma, what were you? DC, CD? ID. Right? CD. CD. You might be that, and you might come up that every time, like me, right? But there is a little bit of all of it in all of us. And you might adapt your style, especially when you are in this industry, to be something quite different. Although every time you do the test, it will come up the same, right? Because I'm very much an organizer. I mean, who organises Jerry? Who organises Alison? Who organises them all to get out of bed, get here, get on time, get on the train, get in the car, get on the bus, right? That's me, so that's a C, but it never shows up. So this really has helped me over the time, and I'll be honest, throughout doing these, I'm like, oh, I still don't know what she is, I don't know how to figure it out. Who can honestly say they can look at someone and know exactly what their DISC style or behavioural style is? No, it's hard, isn't it? So this, having this exercise like what you've done today and doing that test, like I said, I've done it every year, the Leaders Conference in the States, and every year it helps me to learn. So don't think that if you do this again, what's the point? There's always a point, because you're going to keep learning. So hopefully this will help you a little bit with how to use this DISC in your business. All right. So DISC behavioral styles, because really that's what it is. It's our behavior, isn't it? It's how we act and react, etc. We've talked about acting and reacting. So what are we going to do today? Personal assessment to identify your natural behavior style. That's what you've done today, right? You've filled in those sheets, you answered those questions, right? Who was surprised by their results? Yeah, who kind of thought? I know Janice said she was too, but I kind of picture what she was, right? But who thought there'd be something quite different?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah.
What did you think you'd be?
I thought I'd be more DI.
DI, and what are you?
SC.
SC, completely too. You didn't think.
I thought she was SC.
Yeah. See, and that's maybe because she adapts it somewhat, right? But naturally, she's what it comes up as, right? So we're going to understand yourself and others. That's what it's going to help you to do, is understand you, and it really does help you understand you and the things that you're good at, not so good at. And when it identifies what you're not so good at, is that good in this business? To then be able to learn how to not be so bad at those things, right? It really does, doesn't it? How to communicate more effectively with people, how to build performance within your business and your team's business, appreciate the differences of people, and how you apply this to your She Ascents business. So, in a nutshell, what is a D? A D is a dominant director. Hands up, Ds. Hi, Ds. See, there wasn't many standing over in that red corner, was there? Right? It's always a fewer. I is an interacting, influencing socializer. Yeah! Right? Did you know? That was so funny, that exercise. Because we were like, oh, yeah! Right? And then all of a sudden, like a few of us just went, la 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 la. And then we went over here, and we started talking about the chocolates on the table, and the lipstick case that we found online, didn't we? It was so funny. Like, totally correct, right? S, steady relator. Very steady person. Yes, Christina. And the C is the cautious, compliant thinker. And that's why Jerry always says, Andrew, that's you, because I am very compliant. Right? I follow the rules. Who else follows the rules but didn't come up as a C? C? I love it. I'm kind of a bit D when it comes to C. I'm a bit bossy with people about compliance, right? So it can be a bit confusing. But knowing who you are will help you to understand other people. And understanding the different, each different descriptor is going to help you understand other people and how to react. We possess, and see this is where I said, we possess all DISC styles in varying degrees. And you can adapt your style accordingly, which is really good in this industry. Determine your primary and secondary natural behaviour style. So we all have a high and a secondary. So that's why I say I'm a high IS, right? Who else is a high IS in this room? IS? It's often one of the most popular that the hands go up the most of at leaders. Often IS. Okay, so let's have a little look here. I know it's small writing, and I'm sure that the girls can share this. If this is, I actually find this chart quite useful. So maybe the girls can share this with you or zoom in if you want to. But what is a D person? So this has got listed their style, pace, priority, their fears, etc. So a D is dominant and determined. They're faster than most of us. Yes? It's going in now. It's faster than most of us. They're very task oriented. They never lose control. Right? They're very dictative or assertive. They're very good at productivity. They relax and pace themselves. They don't stress easily, right? Like some of us can. They have a lot of control. They're very good at anything that's challenging or assignments. They like to be the boss, or they want to be the boss. They want you to be very to the point. Just say it as it is, right? They get very annoyed or bugged by indecision and inefficiency. They measure self-worth by results, measurable progress. They're very motivated by winning, and their celebrity that is like them is Margaret Thatcher. I love that one. Okay, and I, so that's me. Hands up, eyes. So we've got a few Margaret Thatchers in the room. Okay, eyes. All right. Our style is inspirational and influencing. We have a very fast pace. Relationship is a priority for us, right? Who agrees? Very much all about relationship. We fear loss of prestige. We very much get stressed when we are confronted or attacked. Now I know that is very much the case for me. Which is why I said to you, oh my gosh, it would be the worst thing if somebody told me I was like really pushy. Because that to me is like attacking me, right? And I wouldn't like that. We love recognition. And I know that that is one of my big things. I love recognition. We probably should listen a bit more. and be more realistic. We're very spontaneous. We love freedom and we love to express ourselves. We want to be admired. We want everything to be exciting. We get very bogged if it's routine or boring. We just kind of move on, right, to the next little, keep going to the next little exciting topic, right? We measure ourselves by applause, compliments from other people, recognition from other people. We're motivated by fun, and we're most like Bette Midler.
Yay!
I like that.
I like that too. Okay, S's, hands up. Okay, a few S's in the room. Okay, you're very steady and stable. You're a little bit slower paced. You still, relationship, like an I, is priority. You are very fearful of confrontation, even more than an I. When you are stressed, you might hesitate or back off, right, from whatever's going on. You're very sincere. You do not usually take things personally like an I does. You get security from having lots of friends and close relationships. Are the S's agreeing here? No. No. See, she said no. You like to be reassured that you are worthy. You like to be liked. You want to be pleasant. You get bugged by people who are impatient or insensitive of other people. You measure your self-worth by the depth of a relationship, friendship, compatibility. You are very motivated by teamwork. And you are Mother Teresa. I love that one. Okay, last but not least, the C's in the room. Hands up, high C's. Quite a few high C's, okay. So you're compliant and contemplative. You have a slow pace. You're very task-oriented. You get embarrassed easily. Under stress, you will totally withdraw from the situation. You are very accurate. You very much rely on data and details. You like to be prepared. To be more opportunity for careful planning. Oh yes, you are very much a planner. Are all the C's planners? No. See, I'm a planner and I'm not a C. What is with that? You want to be always right. You want others to believe that you are very precise. You do not like it when people make mistakes or surprise you. How can anyone not like a surprise? You measure your self-worth by precision, accuracy, and activity. You are very motivated by playing by the rules, and you are Meryl Streep. I like Meryl. Yeah, I like Meryl. Okay, so that is a good chart, I think, to have on hand if you want to keep trying to learn the different behavioural styles, right? Just go back to that list and it lists everything. Okay, colours that also relate to DISC. The D is the red and it's anger. So D's are quite quick to anger. Yes. Yellow, trust. This is our eyes. High trust of others. I would say that's pretty accurate, right? The S's, green and non-emotional, they don't show emotion. And blue is fear. High fear and needs permission. That's our C's. So that's putting colour to those behavioural styles. Okay, quick assessment to determine behavioural styles. So this is your DISC profile. And this is usually, when I've done DISC in the States, we usually get a chart like this, and it pinpoints with a little dot. Well, Andrea's little dot is usually like right there. High I, right? It pinpoints where you are on this. So at the top, of course, extroverted, louder, faster paced. Now what did I say I was? and what? S. So I'm on this side, right? I'm these two quadrants right here. So I'm extroverted, louder, faster paced. I'm very people oriented. That is me because I'm a high S, so I'm going to be up here, and my S is going to be closer to my I. Right? So they're the traits. So if you know what you are from here, you can see who said they were a CD. Okay, a high C and a lower D. So you're somewhat introverted, quieter, slower paced, and task oriented. See how it can be different to what you think? Okay, so let's have a look. 15% of the population is high D. Only 15. They're decisive and dominant. 45% are I. So hence why more people in this room put their hand up for I. Because it is always the same. No matter where you go, no matter when you do this test, the most hands that go up is I.
Do you think that's because we're all in a...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we're all in this industry.
In this industry rather than in life overall, yeah.
So we are attracted to something like this because we love people, we love recognition. All of those I traits are very much a reflection of what we're doing, right? So you will always find in any direct selling company that the most hands that go up is I, always. When we're interactive and influencing. Down to C. Why did I do C next? That's odd. C is only 5%. So little. Calculating and cautious. And S is 35%. Hence why you'll notice that a lot of people are high IS. Because together, look at their percentages, right? Supportive and steady. There you go. So this is also a good way, very easy way to figure it out because, like I said, I'm a high IS, so I'm up this end of the pie, right? So I'm those two things there, all right? If you're a high D, up here, and a lower I, right, you're going to be somewhat task-oriented. D-I, I-D. Janice, I-D. Yeah, so she's up here, but she's got some D. So she's the same as me. She's outgoing, she's extrovert, but she's also task-oriented, right? Okay. Let's see how D applies to your business. So, what appeals most to each style? D, I, S, and C. A D likes to be the boss. They like to see the big picture, and they like big and fast money, big and fast cars. Right? I's, they just like to party, have fun, recognition, and lots of friends. Pretty much, in a nutshell. S's, they're all about their sheer sisters, helping others, teamwork, and empathy. So that's totally me, those two. Right? High I and S. And my S is quite high too. Okay, and then C's, they're all about what's in the back office, word for word, training and tools, tracking, and product info. Which I am too. Okay? Alright. Important things to know. How to create engagement. Provide freedom to create and develop their ideas. Keep them challenged and always give them a forum for sharing their opinions. This is a D, by the way. This is a D. Alright? Provide freedom to create and develop their ideas. Keep them challenged. Give them a forum for sharing their opinions and ideas. How are they valued in the team? They're self-starting, they're very forward-looking organisers who embrace challenge and place a high value on their time. Right? If it's taking too long, they're not happy. What do they love to do? They love to dream big and they like to win. They like to be involved in many things at once. How they communicate is that they're very direct and they're very to the point. That's how, if you meet a person, the first and most highest trait, I think, of a D is that one. If they're a very direct person who always is right to the point. straight away you can pick them as a D, right? And usually you'll know who they are. They're very blunt and they're very straightforward. Do you think Jerry has a D in her? She absolutely does, right? Because she is very to the point and sometimes quite blunt, that I have to tell her off. You can't say that, Jerry. That's not very nice. Right? Because they can be that way. How do we communicate with them? This is very important. Tell them off.
From a distance where
Yeah.
you can run.
We have to be very clear, very specific, and to the point. We have to present the facts logically and efficiently. We have to be prepared for an argument, because they will believe one way, or even anger if they disagree, but know that it is not personal when a D does that. It's just their behaviour. Provide facts and look for a win-win opportunity. Give them the freedom to make their own decision. Words that will work with a D: quick, advantage, and decisive. They're words to use with a D. Words that don't work are inconsistent, patient, and follow directions. How are we going to use these words? Let's have a look. So, being the boss, this is what they like to be. They like to know what the big picture is. They like big and fast money. They like to be fast-paced, to the point, specific, and task-based. So, when we are talking to a D person and we want to book a party with them, this is something we might say. I'd like to invite you to host a 1-hour makeup clinic. What is that telling you right here? It says the boss, right? They're going to host a 1-hour makeup clinic. You set the date and time. I have this day or this day available, and we'll set a host gift goal that will get you the maximum 50% discount on your order, or whatever that might be. So they want to be the boss of the time, right? They want to decide when it's right for them, and they want to earn big things because they like to earn money. They're all about money. They're all about big gifts, right? So I'd like to invite you to host a 1-hour makeup clinic. You set the date and time. I've got this day available. We'll set a host gift goal that will get you the maximum 50% discount. That's what they want to hear, right? When you're sponsoring somebody, that is a D. I see you, Janice, as a top leader in this company. You can earn big money in this business while setting fast in this business while setting a schedule that you control. I can't wait for our CEO to meet you. You are telling them they're important. You're giving them a big picture. They're getting some control. They're earning money fast. Right? They need to know that. That's what they want to hear. Right? They don't want to hear, oh, I'm so excited you're going to be part of my team. It's going to be awesome. Right? That's not what they want. They want to know the facts and how they're going to earn money. Okay. Eyes. Where's the eyes? This is us. Okay. How do we create engagement? Provide an environment for them where communication occurs regularly without a lot of control or supervision. How are they valuable to our team? Well, they're very trustworthy, optimistic team player who motivates others and is adept at negotiating conflict. What they love to do, they like to be around people, especially others just like them. Hence the eyes were going off like chickens over here. Right? Because we like to be together. How do they communicate? They're very wordy and full of stories. Very animated and full of gestures and a great detail of tone variation. They're neither challenging nor demanding. How do we communicate with them? Talk about people and their goals while allowing time for non-business social interaction. Keep the conversation going and engage them in talks about their intentions and dreams. Words that work with eyes are flexible, exciting, and inspiring. Words that don't work is ordinary, quiet, and strict. Very true, right?
Can I just say that I'm a high I, and I'm quite relieved because that sounds like my job description. So.
Oh, see? Perfect. So, what's an I? They love parties, fun, recognition, friendships, attention. They're creative. Their style is very fast-paced, storytellers, and relationship-based. So, how are we going to book a party with an I?
It's going to be so much fun!
I'd love to get together with you and your friends and play makeup. Right? Let's pick a fun theme and select a date and time that's best for you and your friends. I have this day or this day available. I just know, Janice, that you'll be one of my best hosts ever. Right? So is that not like so different to the first one? Totally. So is it important to know like what that person is like pretty quickly? It is, isn't it?
It is because I don't adapt. I just do that.
I write that to everybody.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't adapt.
And so that doesn't necessarily apply to everybody because a D, they don't want to know about having fun. They don't want to know about all this stuff. Right? They want the details. They want to decide, right? They are not the same. So that's why when you chat to somebody like, who does events? Who does events? And you meet people, don't you? And sometimes you just get chatting to that person. Well, that's when your little mind has to start thinking, okay, what kind of person is this? Right? If you need to have a little chat somewhere in the front of your diary, in front of your planner, so you can have a quick think, okay, I'm going to learn about these different styles, it would be a good idea to do so, because just talking to someone, you can understand if they're a more serious person, more fun-loving person, and then adapt what you say relevant to that person. So if you met me, Becky, you would then go and give me this one, right? Okay, how are we going to sponsor someone? I see a crown on your head. Right? Here it is, right here. Okay. And I need some fun, exciting distributors just like you on our team. I can't wait for you to meet everyone. Now that is totally what we want to hear, right? I just want to hear that. I mean, let's just all walk around with a crown on our head and then people are going to ask us what we're doing. They're going to say, what are you doing with that crown on your head? Well, we have a lot of fun at my job, right? So that totally relates, doesn't it? So even if all you print off from this slide is these 4 slides with these words, right? This is going to help you big time. Okay, S's, where are we? Okay, S's. How are we going to create engagement? We're going to be logical and rational for the assignment of projects and let the person complete the project at their own pace. When seeking change, bring it on gradually. Don't shock them. Right? How are they going to be valuable to our team? They're going to be a very dependable team member who works hard and acts as a great sounding board for ideas. They're patient and persistent, and this person is great at seeing tasks through to completion. What they love to do is work at their own pace with people they know, like, and trust. How they communicate, they're very reserved and deliberate, yet non-confrontational and friendly. How do you communicate with them? You break the ice by showing sincere interest in them as people listen and be responsive. Ask a lot of how questions to gather more information. Transition conversations casually and informally. Provide assurances and give them time to respond. Word's that word. Consistency, usual, and secure. Words that don't work, don't shock them. Unexpected, urgent, and confrontation. So, how are we going to book with an S? Are we ready? An S loves their sheer sisters. They like helping others. They're very much part of the team. They're very, very empathetic, and they're doers. Where's our S's again? Where's our doers? Okay. Booking a doer. You were so helpful today. I'd love to pamper you as a I'd love to pamper you as a host of a makeup demo. Let's pick a fun theme that you and your friends will enjoy, like blah or blah, right? Whatever that theme might be. Halloween, Mother's Day, whatever it might be. We might even think about a fundraiser for that organisation you belong to, because they like to help other people, right? Let's select a date and time that's best for everyone. I have this day or this day available. They're all about helping others. It's all about teamwork, right? All of those things. They like to be helpful. They like to have friends around. All those things. See how they're all quite different? They are, aren't they? But, you know, especially eyes. Becky, are you and I? Of course you were. You were in this one where we just totally lost track over here. She was in my little conversation where we lost track of the prices and everything. So, Becky, you said you use the same one for everybody. And that's probably because you're an I. So you want to treat other people just like you get treated, or you want to be treated, right? But when it comes to trying to book a party or trying to sponsor somebody, it is so important that we try to figure it out. Because not everybody wants the same thing. Okay, how are we going to sponsor them? I could really use your help on our team because you're so caring and a real doer too. I can't wait for you to meet everyone. They're going to love you. Right? Everybody wants some S's on their team. Because they are so team oriented and they love their Shia sisters. Yes? S's agree? You love your Shia sisters? I know you do. You're an S? Yeah, see, she's an awesome Shia sister. She is. Okay, C's in the room, hands up. Where's the Meryl Streeps? Okay. How to create engagement. Put expectations in writing with as many details as possible, including time expectations. Avoid sudden changes in plans and give them time to think a project through thoroughly. Lead via strict adherence to company policy. No going against policy. Value to a team. They're very conscientious, objective perfectionists. They maintain high standards. They're very detailed and task-oriented, and they cover all the bases to ensure effectiveness of a project. What they love to do, they love to complete projects thoughtfully through detailed analysis and testing. How they communicate, they're very direct and to the point, seeking as many facts and as much data as possible. How are we going to communicate with them? We need to be prepared with all the ideas and facts laid out in a logical fashion. Be straightforward and specific. Create an action plan with a specific time frame. Give them their space, both physically and regarding time needed to complete a project. Disagree via facts rather than with opinions. I don't want your opinion. Yes?
As a C, Samantha's feeling a wee bit uncomfortable because the C's in the wrong place from all the other.
Are you a C? Oh, for goodness sake. See? Because I put the C over there, so over there. Because Janice has the squiggles over here. So I couldn't put it over top of the squiggles. Words that work. You see, that's when I say I'm a C. I am like, you know when you walk past a shop and there's signs outside on the board? I'm the first person to find the typo. Seriously, I'm like, oh gosh, can't they spell cappuccino properly? Seriously, can't they spell, I don't know, there's so many words people get wrong. So many, and they're usually on chalkboard outside. So I'm that person like you who will find the fault, right? That's a C. Words that work. Factual, precise, and verified. Words that don't work. Imagine, experimental, and an educated guess. Not happening with a C. Right? Okay, so they're very much focused on what's in the back office, every single word, where it is, right? Which heading it's under, all of those things. Training and tools, tracking, product info, organized style. The style is slow-paced and methodical, fact-oriented, and task-based. See, now I know everything in that back office. Ours is different to yours. And I know where to find every report. And Jerry will message me and say, Andrea, I need to know who in your team did such and such. And I said, well, it's in your back office, Jerry. No, it's not. I said, yes, it is, Jerry. It's in your back office. So I have to go through every single little bit. Well, no, she can't find it. Right? I know everything where it is. Okay, how are we going to book? Let's see. Thank you for your help today. Finding all the info in the beauty book and keeping me on track. There's always one of them at a party, right? I do a great one-on makeup clinic for organised women just like you that I think you'll love. Let's select a date and time. I've got this date or this date available. And you can let me know exactly what products you would like to see demonstrated. Isn't that really a C? Totally. So now that you've seen those 4 ways of booking a party with 4 different people, doesn't it really stand out that everyone is so different?
That's probably why I need to change jobs and why I don't book as many parties.
Right? So, and I said at the beginning, like, I'll be honest, this has been something that hasn't sunk into my head immediately. It's taken me time and time and time of doing this. Some people, it might just, like, if it's numbers, it would just sink into my head immediately. But this is not something, I've been very honest about it. I rang Leslie Boy Bradley and said, okay, you need to explain all this to me, right? Because I do want to understand things. So what I found, this is a very easy way to remind yourself of the words to use. Is even if I said, like I said, just have these 4 sheets printed off, put up somewhere on your desk, right? So you can remind yourself of how to speak to these different behavioural styles. Okay, how we're going to sponsor a C. Your organisational skills would help you become a very successful SheerSense distributor and leader. We have fabulous business tools and tracking forms to help you achieve all your goals, and I know you would be a great addition to our team. That's what they want to know, right? How they're going to get there, how they're going to track it, all of that stuff. Very different to how you're going to sponsor an I. Yes, Claire?
Do you think a team is stronger made up of people that work together similarly or made up of lots of different people?
Lots of different people. Every team needs every behavioural style because every one of them brings something different to the party. Same as when you're doing a party, there'll be all these different styles in the room, right? And that's why knowing this is super important, to try and date those people or sponsor those people. But it's like the old saying, together everyone achieves more. Teamwork, right? Together everyone achieves more. Because these 4 traits are that togetherness that you need, right? You need that helpful person. You need the team mascot. I mean, I'm sure Alison's got team mascots. I know I do. Right, look, she just looks at me. Of course I do. Right? Because we all have all of these people in our team. We all have the eyes that want the recognition. Alison talked about recognition and how it's not her strong point. It's also not mine, although I love to be recognised. So maybe that's why it is not my strong point, right? Because I love the recognition, I forget to give it to other people. I don't, but I work on it every day, a bit like Alison, right? But you need all those people. Yes, Em?
I was just going to say, is there certain questions you can ask people to identify who they are?
There's not really questions, but there is conversation. So having a conversation with somebody will pretty quickly let you see, are they a serious person? Are they an outgoing person? Are they really hyper ADD? Right? Because usually that's an I. ADD, right? Because, we're all different. Like, this morning you saw the pictures of people's faces and eyes, etc., right? And you can sometimes look at somebody and know straight away that they are perhaps an I or they're perhaps a D, right? Because they just come at you with a big smile on their face and like they're ready to come chat to you, right? So it's just talking. I find, when I do events, it's really just about engaging with people. When you engage with people, you are going to figure out pretty quickly if this person is someone that may book a party, maybe a sponsor, right, or not. But should we ever decide ourselves this is where using the right words might help us to sponsor somebody that we might have written off. Because we're all very judgmental, aren't we? We all judge or prejudge others. And often the people we prejudge or say, oh, well, that person joined, but they're probably not going to do much, sometimes will actually be the one that surprises you. Yeah?
Yes.
Well, and just like I talked about my new lady, the Hungarian lady, right? I kind of prejudged in my head, and she's a very bubbly person, a lot like me, but she's also probably, I would say she's a ID or a DI, right? She's very domineering, but she's also a lot of fun, right? So I kind of prejudged her, didn't I? Thinking, oh, she's got her other business, she seems pretty successful in that. We prejudge people. So having the right words to use with those people is going to help us. Who agrees?
Yeah.
Who thinks it is important to learn this?
Absolutely.
Good. Because, like I said, this is something that I work on all the time, is learning people's behavioural styles. Okay, finally, I think I'm pretty quick here. Finally, remember the true purpose of understanding DISC behavioural styles is communicating to build successful relationships and build performance. Because if you relate to people correctly, is your relationship with them going to be better?
Yeah.
Of course it is. If you understand people's traits, people's behavioural styles, you will have a better relationship with that person in the long run. You will know which people in your team to turn to for certain things, right? If you are a leader who holds training meetings, and we talked about this as well, even if it's one person, you should do that. If you've got a team of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it doesn't matter. Start training that one person you've got, right? But as your team grows, you will learn the different styles. Like, I absolutely have a team member who I could absolutely say is my 100% sidekick. She will do anything for me, anything. She's the most kind, generous person. Her name is Dawn, by the way. She's so kind. She will do every event with me. She'll pay the money to do these events. She does good. She's a good seller. She's learned from me, so she's good, right? We sell a lot, and there's things she still needs to learn. She's not probably as confident or as good at me as talking about sponsoring, right? But I can rely on her for absolutely everything. If I need something, she's right there. If I say, Dawn, what do you think about this show? Yeah, let's just do it. I say, oh, Dawn, I'm thinking of going to Edmonton to do the Taboo show. Yeah, I'm coming. Right, she is absolutely there. What do you think she is? What's her trait? What is her behavioural style?
S.
What else?
C.
S and C. She's S and I. Right? So she's very similar to me. Very similar. But she's a high S. Because she's all about teamwork. She's all about sisterhood. You know, she is, like, if there's a retreat, she's there. If there's events at Senegal, she's there. Unless something is absolutely stopping her seriousness, right? So we've all got those people in our team, don't we? Where are the ladies in this room that have got teams? Hands up. Do you know you've got somebody like that in your team? Yeah? Do you know who the person in your team is that is very precise, very to the point, knows what they want? Yeah? In a D way. Yeah? So, you know, the first task really would be taking these, even those 4 sheets, like I said, right? All that one sheet with the list of Meryl Streep and Bette Midler and all them, right? And going through your team and try to figure out their personality. Do you think that would be a good start to maybe learning about the people in your team and how you can talk to those people, right? So that's my challenge for you, is to do that. Print off those sheets and figure out what people are in your team. and then work with them appropriately. Because there's people in your team that might want training that you're not giving them. There's people in your team that are waiting for you to ask them to go do a trade show with you or help you with something, right? So you've got to find those people. There you go. So hopefully, yes.